The only thing surprising about Prince Andrew having his title stripped is that it took so long to happen. Scandal after scandal for the disgraced royal, known as Randy Andy, forced his brother, King Charles, to act. Buckingham Palace announced he'll now be known simply as Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. Russell Myers is royal editor for the Daily Mirror. I spoke to him a short time ago from London's Heathrow Airport. Well, Russell, what a fall from grace for Andrew, going from prince to pauper. What's been the reaction to this on the streets of London?
Well, it's just an extraordinary set of events, isn't it? We've had days and days of headlines. This story has been plaguing the royal family for several years now, and Prince Andrew seemingly hadn't been willing to budge. He hadn't been willing to leave Royal Lodge, the 30-room mansion that he was in, and he wasn't willing to step aside for the good of the monarchy. But the king has seen enough. I mean, when you look at what had happened during the week, the king being heckled in the streets on a public engagement, the fact that he was having to try and deal with these problems before he went to the Vatican, this whole tawdry saga has become too much, and this is why we've seen the action that the king has taken.
Andrew was dubbed the favourite of the late Queen Elizabeth, and of course he's the brother of King Charles. How difficult would this decision have been?
So I think you have to look at the statement that has been put out by Buckingham Palace, and we haven't seen language like this before, that their majesties have all sympathies and all their thoughts go to the victims of sexual assault and survivors. And, you know, that really is very, very powerful. But, of course, this is Charles's brother. He has had to absolutely mop up his mess. It has become a stain upon the royal family. This is something that I don't think the royal family will ever be able to get rid of. And
what about Prince William? What role would he have played in this? It's no secret that William is not a fan of Andrew, and that was in stark relief, really, when we saw the pictures of that encounter, very strained encounter between the two earlier in the month.
Well, certainly William has always got one eye on the future, and of course he would. He is the future king. His son is a future monarch as well, and his family really does rely on the goodwill of the people. And if there is no goodwill left, then certainly the family business is going to be out of one. And so William has had a lot to do with this. I understand he's been speaking to the king at every step of the way. And of course, the king really appreciates his counsel and something like this. Now, I think if William had had his way, this would have been sorted out a long time ago. As you said, there's no love lost between him and his uncle. Those pictures that we saw at the Duchess of Kent's funeral could tell 1,000 words.
So you don't think that this decision, stripping him of all of his titles, kicking him out of the mansion, the very firm line in the sand that's been drawn, you don't think that's going to be enough to turn around this PR disaster that Andrew has become?
While Prince Andrew may be out of sight, he's certainly not out of mind. We've got US Congress looking at this absolute tranche of documents that have resulted in many of these allegations coming to light. We've got MPs looking at this case now, and certainly the allegations that have come forward from Virginia Giuffre's posthumous memoir. You know, could there be further victims that come forward? I think the US authorities will certainly be looking at that, and the British authorities will keep a watchful eye on those developments as well.
So what's next for Andrew? Because that's what we call him now. We don't have to call him Prince or Duke. Will he need to get a job? Could he potentially face more legal dramas?
Well, certainly more legal dramas could be on the horizon. I mean, it's interesting that the palace did say that Prince Andrew has always vehemently denied these allegations in front of him. However, they did qualify that by saying that this action that they've taken needed to be done. But how many times have we seen that? Not only in the last few years, but over the last few months. It wasn't enough to strip Andrew of his titles, not enough for him to step back from royal duties as he did 6 years ago. He really does need to be in exile.
And would this action have happened whilst Queen Elizabeth was alive?
Well, no, I think what we've seen over the last 6 years is this cascade of information that's come forward. We didn't really know what we were dealing with. There was allegations, of course. There was the infamous BBC Newsnight interview that really set Andrew on his path of destruction. He, of course, had to step back from his duties in disgrace when he gave that account of his whereabouts and his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein at the time. Andrew has been proven to be a liar in that interview, and the royal family have asked him for guarantees, and he can't give any guarantees.
Well, we have seen the royal family go through trauma and tumult before. It's had lots of ebbs, lots of flows, lots of highs and lows. Do you think this could be a turning point, though?
Well, if I've experienced anything in this job, it's certainly to expect the unexpected. I mean, what have we had over the last few years? It's been scandal and infighting in abundance. Not only that saga with Harry and Meghan. I mean, that looks absolutely small fry at the moment, doesn't it? But maybe Harry and Meghan will be thinking about the way that they act in the future, because the king is willing to take drastic action when he needs to.
You're at Heathrow Airport about to fly from London to cover Prince William's trip to Brazil. How interesting is that going to be in light of this?
Well, I think it's no surprise that this course of action was taken so swiftly, because Prince William is going to Rio de Janeiro for his Earthshot Prize. It's the 5th year of the award. He will be attending the COP summit in Belém as well, talking about things he's very, very passionate about. And whilst the royal family tried to move on from this saga. So, they are trying everything that they can at the moment.
Yeah, quite the dramatic turn of events. Russell, thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure, thank you.